Good day, everyone. Lugeru 214 with another video today. Today we're talking about, I was talking about my Ruger American. In the initial, when I decided to make, I didn't plan on making a video on this, but something happened, which I'll show you later. But this is my Ruger American. I've already done it. One of the first videos I did was on this, showed this target. Just a quick recap. These were 9 different reloads. These 5 I wasn't happy with at 30. This was only 30 yards. These three shots I was happy with. 2 in 1 and 2 in 1. So it showed promise because I never know, it could have been me that moved. But at 30 yards, you want it quite tight. It's what you're looking for. So my initial thought was go to the range. So I redid a bunch of these 4 loads, redid them. I was going to retry them to make sure I got the load I'm really looking for. So also what I did, I said I'm going to take that one step further and separate the brass, because everything done here was on this target, initial target, was done using Federal brass. So having Winchester brass, I'm gonna redo this, separate it, Winchester and Federal, to see if it actually does make a difference. Not really expecting any difference. And I hadn't planned on making them. I didn't videotape this because I hadn't planned on making a video on this. Something happened, which I'll show later. So that's why I'm making this video. So the thought is, make sure I get a load that really works, seems to be really tight, with this 40 grain Hornady projectile. Which is that. Hope I didn't cast too much of a shadow on that. And then take it out 50 yards, 100 yards, see what my bullet drop, and how it works further away, because that's where it really counts. Because if you're taking this for coyote or something like that, you're not going to get 30, 40 yards away from a coyote. It's really, really difficult. They're really skittish. So if you want to get out there, it's, you might be needing to take a 150, 200 yard shot or something like that. So I want to see how this will work at a longer distance. But this was just to find out what worked, which comes me to this target. Pen here, pointer. So with the 8208, which is that. With the Winchester, I got 2 in 1. I think I pulled that one. And then I did, with the Federal, I did 3 shots. Again, this is 30 yards, not that far, so my group should be tight. Then I went with IMR, which I had 2 loads which I wanted to retry. This is with the Winchester brass, and this is with the Federal brass. It's 2 in 1, and this is 3. At 30 yards, that's not really great. 100 yards, I'd be super impressed. But so to show the differences, I forget what the exact amount of the powder is, but I know this is 0.5 and this is 0.8. Like I said, I don't know the exact, but I know there's a 0.3 difference in each. So there's 3 here, there's 2 there, and there's 1 there. I don't know if I'm going to relook at this powder. I also use it for something else, so I'm not really concerned about it. And then I went to the CFE 223, 3 here, and I got 1, 2, and 3. This, again, Federal outdid the Winchester in all of them. I'm not going to say that really should make a difference. I'm going to retry that. The conditions for shooting that day were not great. They were, I'd say, it was maybe a couple of degrees above freezing. Small headwind coming straight at me. But it wasn't that miserable conditions. But I am going to retry to see the difference. Hard to believe it actually does make a difference. If you want to, if anybody has found that certain brass works better than others, put it in the comments, let me know. But that's my first time trying to see if that makes a difference. I've tried it with handguns, and with handguns, just shooting it, just shooting 30 yards. You're not looking for groups like this at 30 yards with a handgun anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't really pay attention to that. But for this, so I'm definitely going to redo a bunch of these, and I'm probably going to retry a handful of those again. But this is I think will be my go-to load for that 40 grain VMAX Hornady. I'd say the issue here is I don't think it's a projectile. I think the gun seems to like that projectile. It seems to be great. So I'm going to retry that, and then I'm going to try that further distance as soon as the weather and the road conditions are better. Because I got to go on a dirt road. The last time I was there, when I did this that day, anyone who lives in a place in an area of the world where the ground freezes and thaws, you know what the spring is. Dirt roads, you will have ruts. And I got out of there, but I don't have a four-wheel drive truck, so it may be a few months before I do that test again. But that's what I got. Now, the reason that I'm doing this video, just another reason. Now, that's the Ruger American. I decided. Now, if you've seen, open that up. If you've seen my video with the Henry 22, that's the second video put with the Henry 22. I'm just at the range, bringing the gun up, taking a shot, and down. With the 22, 20 yards, this is just for practicing for, you're walking through the woods, you're hunting, you see something, you bring it up. Can I bring it on target? How quickly can I do that? This is a CZ model 527. 7.62 by 39. Same ammo you put through an AK platform or an SKS. The ammunition I had that day was this stuff. Smirnoff, Russian. Steel case, full metal jacket. Not going to take it hunting. The purpose is this gun has been sighted in with hunting ammo, which is rather difficult to find, especially where I live anyway. So I wanted to try this gun out. I haven't put too many rounds on it. Bought it used actually. And put a 2-to-7 scope on it, which this is not going to be a long range gun. So I didn't need a whole lot of magnification, which will probably most of the time be either set on 2 or 3 magnification. I just wanted to something a little stronger to go up 7, but now that's okay. Now, but for those who don't know, is what a trigger makes. Now with these, you set it, gun's been checked, pull the trigger, it'll fire. Decent trigger, nothing special, but it's a decent trigger. But with these, for those who don't know, you push that forward, and it resets the trigger to a very light pull. Can't tell that way, but when you're sitting there, it drops it down drastically. It's very, very light. It's not something I'd walk in the woods with. Sitting there, barely touch it. Couldn't do it properly. So I had to do. So I'm shooting at steel plates, 100 yards away, springing it up. It'll go ding. Steel metal, full metal jacket. That's all I need to do. It's good enough. It's to practice. Not expecting. This is not target ammunition. Not going to be shooting the wings off a fly with this. So what I decided to do, since I had already done tests with this one, and I'm just taking the odd shot in between, letting the barrel cool off. At the end, I decided to take 6 shots, three with using the regular trigger as a set, and then redoing it on the set mode. At 30 yards, target was already up. Anyway, and this is the 3 shots I did with the standard trigger. Then I did 3 shots using resetting the trigger, and that's where all 3 of them hit. I looked around, and I don't think I would have missed that big. I've never done that before. I may never do that again. So am I bragging a little bit? Yeah, because I'll probably never do it again. But I did not think this ammo would do that. Mind you, I'm only at 30 yards. I do not even remotely expect this to happen at 100. But that shows the difference between a trigger. Now, having said that, for the difference with the trigger, also, the only thing that I did different with the gun, with the trigger, and I do this with all fired, whether I shoot a handgun or a rifle, as I'm sighted in and I'm waiting to pull that trigger, my finger usually will touch the trigger. Slight touch. I'm standing there. I'm light touch till I'm ready. You know, because if you look, anybody who's done this will know you're breathing. You're trying to get your breathing in control, and you pull back and squeeze the trigger. For this, I can't do that. I can't touch the trigger because it'll go off. So I'm not standing. I'm sitting there in a chair like this. You know, you're breathing, getting in control. When I'm ready to go, then I bring my finger down and touch and goes off. That's the only difference in all of these for this. So if you've never handled a CZ, I missed a chance on buying one a few year ago in a 6.5 by 55. It was brand new, still a decent price. The guy who had it had been sitting around his place for a year, so he hadn't brought the price up, so it was still available, and I didn't buy it. A couple of days later, called the guy up. It was gone. But I've got literally nothing to say about those guns. They're made in the Czech Republic. Quality gun. I really, really like it. Especially considering it'll do that with this type of ammo, which is not what it's known for. You don't buy a 7.62 by 39 for its accuracy for target. You buy it because it just works. You buy an AK, you buy an SKS. Why? Because they just work. Bottom line. Now a bolt gun, of course, will feed because it's a bolt. So after having done that, again, and this is sighted in for my hunting rifle. So using 123 soft ones. And these are 123 full metal jackets. So same weight, which means this way my scope set, I don't have to even touch the scope to just play around with it. And it gives me range time with the gun. So I think this fall, I think definitely be taking that. See if I can hit a whitetail with that. Because I'm impressed with it. So I'm going to try this further out. I'm really, really impressed with what that happened. So anyway, that's it for today's video. Any comments, hit the like button, all the other stuff. So anyway, so that's it for today. Have a great one, and we'll see you in the next one.